Have you ever looked at your child while they were sleeping and silently wondered what battles are already forming inside their little mind? Have you ever smiled in front of them while carrying a hidden fear that the world may one day harden their heart, steal their peace, or burden them with anxieties they are too young to carry? Tonight, this is not just a prayer. This is a covering. This is a declaration over your child's future. And before this moment ends, something inside your heart is going to settle. Because peace is not found in controlling tomorrow. Peace is found in knowing who walks with your child through every tomorrow they will ever face. Right now, your heart is centered on your child, not on your unfinished responsibilities, not on the pressure of tomorrow, not on the noise surrounding your life. Your thoughts are fixed on them, the way they laugh, the way they process emotions, the questions they ask when no one else is listening, the way their eyes search for reassurance when uncertainty enters their small world. Maybe lately you have sensed something deeper beneath the surface. Perhaps it was in their silence. Perhaps it was the hesitation in their voice before bedtime. Perhaps it was the way they seemed distracted while smiling. And because you are a parent, you feel it immediately. You notice changes others overlook. You recognize tension before words are ever spoken. That is what love does. Love pays attention. Love notices what the world ignores. And tonight you are here because deep inside your heart, you want peace to surround your child. You want their thoughts to remain healthy. You want their spirit to stay light. You want them to grow up secure instead of fearful, steady instead of anxious, grounded instead of overwhelmed. The world moves fast, faster than children were designed to process. Noise is everywhere, pressure is everywhere, comparison is everywhere. And even at a young age, children absorb atmosphere more than adults realize. They absorb tension, they absorb emotional rhythms, they absorb the tone of the home, they absorb the energy carried by the people leading them. That is why your presence matters more than perfection ever will. Your child does not need a flawless parent. They need a steady one. They need someone whose voice becomes a safe place. Someone whose calm teaches them how to breathe through uncertainty. Someone whose faith shows them that peace is possible even when life feels unpredictable. Psalm 91 says, "He who dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty." There is something powerful hidden inside that word dwell. Dwelling means remaining, staying, living under something steady. Peace is not built through one emotional moment. Peace is built through consistent atmosphere, through repetition, through steady reassurance repeated day after day until security becomes part of a child's internal foundation. Father, tonight I lift this child before you with gratitude and trust. You see every thought forming in their mind. You see every emotion they do not yet know how to explain. You see the hidden worries they cannot fully articulate. You see the moments when they feel uncertain. You see the moments when they try to appear strong while quietly needing reassurance. Lord, I ask that your presence would become familiar to them, not distant, not abstract, not something they only hear about during prayers. Let your presence feel near. Let it become steady and comforting. Let this child grow up with the quiet confidence that they are never abandoned, never forgotten, never walking alone. Guard their heart from unnecessary fear. Guard their thoughts from anxiety that does not belong there. Let peace become natural to them. And Father, strengthen this parent listening right now. Quiet the fear they do not always talk about. Quiet the pressure they carry silently. Remind them that their calm matters. Remind them that the emotional atmosphere they create becomes the emotional language their child learns to speak internally. When they choose patience instead of panic, they are teaching security. When they choose measured responses instead of emotional chaos, they are teaching stability. When they speak calmly about God, they are showing their child that faith is dependable, not fragile. Lord, help this parent understand that small moments repeated consistently carry enormous power. The bedtime blessing, the reassuring hug, the quiet words whispered before sleep. You are safe. You are loved. God is near. These moments may seem ordinary, but they are shaping internal structures that will one day become resilience. Children carry more internally than they express externally. Many times, what appears small on the surface feels enormous inside their mind. A difficult interaction, a confusing situation at school, a moment of embarrassment, a fear they do not know how to explain. Their hearts are still learning how to process life. That is why your peace matters so deeply, Lord. When peace fills a home, children feel permission to breathe. When leadership is calm, children feel safer inside themselves. Peace is not weakness, peace is structure. Peace becomes the invisible framework that steadies emotions during difficult seasons. And tonight I pray specifically over this child's mind. Let their thoughts remain healthy. Let their imagination remain balanced. Let fear not grow roots inside them. If anxious thoughts attempt to settle in their heart, interrupt them with reassurance. Replace confusion with calm. Replace insecurity with identity. Replace heaviness with rest. Lord, I pray over this child's nights. When the lights go off and silence fills the room, let your presence feel gentle and comforting. If worries begin replaying inside their mind, slow those thoughts down. If fear tries to whisper in the darkness, let peace answer louder. Let sleep come naturally and deeply. Let their breathing relax. Let their room feel safe. Let their bed become a place of restoration instead of overthinking. Father, many children carry tension they never explain. Sometimes they smile during the day while carrying hidden heaviness at night. But you see everything. You understand every emotion before words are even formed. So tonight, place your peace over this child like a covering. Let them sleep without fear. Let them rest without tension. Let their heart feel protected beneath your presence. And Father, teach this parent how powerful their words truly are. Words shape internal identity. Tone shapes emotional memory. A child may forget many conversations, but they never forget how a home made them feel. Help this parent speak life consistently, not only during major moments, but during ordinary days. Let encouragement become natural inside this home. Let reassurance become part of the atmosphere. Let this child repeatedly hear words that create stability. You are valued. You are protected. You are capable. You are deeply loved. God is with you. Over time, those truths become stronger than fear. Over time, those truths become the voice this child carries into adulthood. Psalm 91 was written during uncertain times, yet it carries no panic. That matters deeply. The scripture does not exaggerate danger. It emphasizes presence, and presence changes everything. Your child does not need a perfectly predictable life in order to become emotionally strong. They need a stable foundation underneath them while life changes around them. Lord, let this child grow up understanding that peace is not the absence of challenges. Peace is the confidence that they are never facing challenges alone. When they enter new environments, let them carry steadiness. When they face social pressure, let wisdom guide them. When they encounter disappointment, let resilience rise inside them instead of discouragement. Build strength in them without hardness. Build courage without anxiety. Build confidence without pride. Father, guide this child's friendships carefully. Surround them with people who reinforce healthy growth. Protect them from relationships that slowly drain peace from their heart. Teach them discernment early. Help them recognize kindness. Help them recognize integrity. Help them notice the difference between attention and genuine care. Let them become thoughtful before reacting emotionally. Let them learn how to pause before speaking. Let wisdom grow naturally inside them. In a world that constantly pushes emotional extremes, teach them emotional balance. Let them become steady people in an unstable world. And Lord, strengthen this parent when days feel exhausting. Parenting carries silent pressure no one fully understands. The pressure to protect, the pressure to guide, the pressure to make wise decisions while questioning yourself internally. Some nights they wonder if they are doing enough. Some days they fear mistakes will damage their child permanently. But Father, remind them that steady love carries enormous healing power. Remind them that children do not become secure because parents are perfect. Children become secure because love remains consistent. Give this parent patience when emotions run high. Give them wisdom during difficult conversations. Give them perspective when fear exaggerates problems. Help them remember that gradual growth still matters. Peace often develops quietly. Sometimes it looks like slightly calmer responses, slightly deeper sleep, slightly faster recovery after disappointment. Small progress is still progress. Father, I pray over the atmosphere of this home. Let peace settle here gently. Let tension decrease. Let conversations become calmer. Let affection become visible. Let laughter return where heaviness has lingered too long. Give this family practical rhythms that create emotional safety. Shared meals, calm evenings, gentle routines, consistent connection. Children thrive when life feels stable in loving ways, not rigid, not controlling, stable. Wise structure creates emotional rest. Teach this family how to slow down enough to truly see one another. Lord, I pray over this child's confidence. Let it grow quietly and securely. Do not let them become dependent on applause for identity. Anchor their worth deeper than achievement. Teach them that mistakes are not proof of failure. Teach them that growth takes time. Let them learn without shame. Let correction build wisdom instead of insecurity. Shape their inner dialogue carefully. When they speak to themselves internally, let their thoughts reflect grace instead of harsh criticism. Let them recover quickly from setbacks. Let resilience become natural inside them because peace has become their foundation. And Father, guard what enters this child's heart through screens, voices, environments, and influences. The world constantly fights for attention. Constant stimulation pulls at developing minds, but Lord, protect their emotional balance. Help this family choose wisely what fills their atmosphere. Let this child's imagination remain healthy. Let curiosity remain pure. Let innocence not be rushed away by unnecessary exposure. Give this parent discernment. Help them create boundaries that feel loving instead of controlling. Help them lead with wisdom instead of fear. Tonight, Father, I pray over this child's future. Not a perfect future, not a life without difficulty, but a grounded future, a steady future, a future where peace remains stronger than panic. Let this child grow into someone emotionally secure, someone who knows how to breathe through pressure, someone who knows how to remain thoughtful during conflict, someone who understands that their identity does not collapse during difficult seasons. Build in them a quiet confidence rooted in truth. And as this parent listens tonight, let reassurance settle deeply into their spirit. They do not need to carry tomorrow all at once. They do not need to solve every future problem tonight. They are called to remain steady today. That is enough. Daily faithfulness builds long-term strength. Calm leadership shapes secure children. Repeated reassurance creates emotional safety. And Lord, continue reminding this parent that their love matters more than they realize. Their consistency matters more than dramatic moments. Their peaceful presence matters more than perfection ever could. Father, before this part closes, I bless this child with peace. May their mind remain calm. May their heart remain steady. May their sleep become deep and restorative. May they grow secure in love. May fear lose influence over their thoughts. May confidence rise quietly within them. May wisdom guide their choices. May kindness shape their relationships. May they learn to rest beneath your shelter all the days of their life. And for this parent, I pray strength over your spirit tonight. You are not failing because you care deeply. Your concern is proof of your love, but do not allow fear to become louder than faith. God is already walking beside your child in moments you cannot see. He is present in classrooms, conversations, disappointments, transitions, and silent emotional battles. You are not carrying this responsibility alone. Heaven is involved in your child's story. And the same God who watches over sparrows is faithfully watching over the child you love so deeply. So tonight, breathe slowly. Release what you cannot control. Hold tightly to what matters most. Continue leading with calmness. Continue speaking life. Continue building peace inside your home. Continue trusting that what is planted consistently will eventually grow strongly. Because peace planted in childhood becomes resilience in adulthood, and resilience rooted in truth becomes strength that lasts through life. There will come a day when your child walks into rooms where you cannot follow. There will be conversations you will never hear, pressures you will never fully see, and moments where they will have to choose who they become without your immediate guidance beside them. And that reality can feel overwhelming for a parent, because love naturally wants to protect. Love wants to shield. Love wants to stand between your child and every possible source of pain. But tonight, hear this clearly. Your assignment is not to control every moment of their future. Your assignment is to build such a strong foundation of peace, wisdom, and identity inside them that even when life becomes uncertain, they remember who they are and whose covering rests over them. That is the power of steady parenting guided by God. It prepares a child for environments you cannot personally manage. Psalm 91 says, "He will cover you with his feathers, and under his wings you will find refuge." That image carries gentleness. It carries warmth. It carries closeness. Refuge is not cold. Refuge is not distant. Refuge is the feeling of being safe enough to exhale. And Father, that is exactly what I pray over this child tonight. Let your presence become the emotional refuge their heart learns to trust. Let them associate you with peace instead of fear. Let prayer become natural to them. Let your voice become familiar during uncertain moments. Teach them that they do not have to carry pressure alone. Teach them that rest is not weakness. Teach them that calmness is not passivity. Calmness is strength under control. Father, I pray over the future emotional health of this child. The world constantly teaches children to measure themselves through comparison. It tells them they must perform perfectly to feel valuable. It pressures them to appear stronger, smarter, faster, more successful than everyone around them. But Lord, anchor this child deeper than external validation. Let their confidence be rooted in identity rather than applause. Let them know they are loved before they achieve anything. Let them understand that mistakes do not erase their worth. Let corrections strengthen them instead of crushing them. Build emotional resilience inside them now while their heart is still developing. And Father, protect this child from hidden anxiety. Sometimes fear enters quietly, not through dramatic moments, but through small, repeated pressures. The pressure to fit in, the pressure to be accepted, the pressure to appear perfect, the pressure to meet expectations. Lord, interrupt those burdens before they settle too deeply. Let peace guard this child's mind. Teach them how to pause and breathe instead of panicking. Teach them how to process emotions instead of suppressing them. Teach them that strength includes honesty. Let them never feel ashamed for needing support, guidance, or reassurance. Father, guide this child's thoughts carefully. Thoughts become patterns. Patterns become habits. Habits shape identity. If unhealthy thinking begins forming inside their mind, expose it early. Replace self-condemnation with wisdom. Replace insecurity with confidence rooted in truth. Replace fear-driven thinking with balanced perspective. Let this child grow up emotionally grounded. Let them become someone who remains thoughtful during pressure instead of impulsive. Someone who can face difficult moments without losing themselves emotionally. Someone who carries peace into environments filled with chaos. And Lord, strengthen this parent emotionally tonight. Parenting can feel heavy because responsibility touches the deepest parts of love. Some fears are never spoken aloud. The fear of making mistakes, the fear of not doing enough, the fear of failing to protect your child from emotional pain. But Father, remind this parent that perfection was never the assignment. Faithfulness is the assignment. Consistency is the assignment. Calm leadership is the assignment. You are not asking them to eliminate every hardship from their child's life. You are teaching them how to create emotional stability while life unfolds naturally. Lord, give this parent wisdom during difficult moments. When emotions rise inside the home, help them respond slowly instead of reacting quickly. When frustration builds, give patience. When exhaustion grows, renew their strength. When fear exaggerates future problems, restore perspective. Help them understand that children often borrow emotional regulation from the adults leading them. When leadership remains steady, children learn steadiness. When leadership remains peaceful, children learn peace. Father, I pray over this child's mornings. Let them wake with lightness in their spirit. Let their mind feel clear instead of overwhelmed. If nervousness tries to rise before school or responsibilities, steady them gently. Let confidence grow quietly inside them. Not loud confidence built on pride, but healthy confidence built on security. Let them walk into new situations without constant fear of failure. Teach them that they do not need to prove their value to deserve love. And Lord, I pray over their education, their growth, and their learning process. Let curiosity remain alive inside them. Let learning feel exciting instead of crushing. When they struggle academically or emotionally, help them persevere without shame. Teach them how to fail without defining themselves by failure. Teach them how to try again with courage. Let wisdom become more important than appearances. Let character become more important than performance. Father, protect this child from harsh inner criticism. Some children become their own greatest source of pressure. They silently judge themselves more harshly than anyone else ever could. But Lord, shape their internal dialogue carefully. Let them speak to themselves with honesty and grace. When they make mistakes, let them learn instead of collapsing emotionally. When they feel insecure, remind them of their value. When disappointment comes, teach them recovery instead of hopelessness. And Father, guide this child socially. Relationships shape emotional development deeply. Surround them with people who encourage healthy growth. Protect them from friendships built on manipulation, cruelty, or insecurity. Give them discernment even while they are young. Teach them to recognize character beyond popularity. Teach them to value honesty, kindness, and loyalty. Let them become someone who uplifts others instead of tearing others down. Let their presence bring calmness into rooms filled with tension. Lord, help this parent understand something important tonight. Emotional security is built slowly. It grows through ordinary moments repeated consistently, through calm conversations, through listening carefully, through affection shown regularly, through correction delivered with wisdom instead of anger, through homes where children feel emotionally safe enough to speak honestly. These moments matter more than dramatic speeches ever will. Daily atmosphere shapes lifelong emotional patterns. Father, I pray over this child's sensitivity. Some children feel deeply. They absorb emotions quickly. They notice tension others ignore. And sometimes sensitive hearts carry burdens they were never meant to hold. Lord, guard this child carefully. Help them not absorb anxiety from the world around them. Help them not carry responsibility that belongs to adults. Teach them emotional boundaries gradually. Teach them how to release fear instead of storing it internally. Teach them that peace can remain even when life feels uncertain. And Lord, protect this child from emotional numbness. In a culture overwhelmed by stimulation, many children stop processing emotions deeply because they are constantly distracted. But Father, let this child remain emotionally healthy. Let them know how to feel joy fully. Let them know how to process sadness safely. Let them know how to express frustration respectfully. Teach them emotional honesty balanced with emotional stability. Father, I pray over this home atmosphere tonight. Let peace become normal here. Let calmness become familiar here. Let warmth replace tension. Let kindness become intentional. Let family conversations become healing instead of draining. Give this family moments of genuine connection, shared meals, honest laughter, quiet conversations before bed, gentle routines that remind this child they belong somewhere safe. Security grows where consistency and love remain visible. And Lord, teach this parent how powerful presence truly is. Children remember presence more than perfection. They remember who listened, who noticed, who stayed calm during difficult moments, who made them feel emotionally safe. Help this parent slow down enough to truly see their child, not just their behavior, but their heart, not just their performance, but their emotional condition. Give them wisdom to notice hidden struggles before they become deep wounds. Father, I pray over this child's future decisions. One day they will make choices without immediate guidance. One day they will encounter temptations, pressures, and confusing situations. Build wisdom inside them now. Teach them how to pause before reacting impulsively. Teach them how to think clearly during emotional moments. Teach them discernment. Let truth become stronger than peer pressure. Let character become stronger than popularity. Let inner peace become stronger than external pressure. And Lord, when this child eventually experiences disappointment, because every human life includes disappointment, help them remain grounded. When friendships change, steady them. When expectations fail, comfort them. When they feel misunderstood, strengthen them. Do not allow temporary pain to become permanent identity. Teach them resilience. Teach them recovery. Teach them how to grieve without losing hope. Father, I pray over this child's sleep once more tonight. Let rest come deeply and peacefully. If tension hides inside their body, release it gently. If racing thoughts try to disturb them, quiet those thoughts. Let their nervous system relax fully. Let their room become peaceful. Let their dreams feel safe. Let tomorrow not feel heavy before it even arrives. And Lord, for this parent listening right now, I pray peace over your own heart, because children often feel what parents carry emotionally. If fear controls the parent, children often absorb that fear silently. So tonight, Father, calm this parent's spirit. Remind them that you are present in every unseen moment of their child's life. Remind them that you love this child even more deeply than they do. Remind them that your protection reaches places their hands cannot reach. You do not have to carry tomorrow tonight. You do not have to predict every future outcome. Your responsibility is to remain faithful in today's moments. Speak peace today. Model patience today. Create safety today. Build trust today. Those daily investments become emotional security later, and emotional security becomes resilience in adulthood. Father, let this child grow into someone whose presence calms others, someone who remains grounded during difficulty, someone who knows how to love deeply without losing themselves emotionally, someone whose confidence rests in truth rather than attention. Let peace become so rooted inside them that future storms cannot easily shake their foundation. And as this part closes tonight, I bless this child again. May their mind remain healthy. May their emotions remain balanced. May their confidence grow steadily. May their identity remain secure. May their friendships become wise. May their sleep become peaceful. May their heart remain soft without becoming fragile. May they carry courage without anxiety. And may they always remember that they dwell beneath the shelter of a faithful God whose presence never abandons them. One of the greatest gifts you can ever give your child is not wealth, achievement, influence, or success. It is teaching them where to run when life becomes heavy. Because there will be moments you cannot carry for them. Moments when they feel misunderstood. Moments when disappointment enters their heart. Moments when fear whispers louder than confidence. Moments when they sit alone trying to process emotions they do not fully understand. And in those moments, more than anything else, your child will need a safe place for their soul. Tonight, we are praying that God Himself becomes that place. Not merely a concept they hear about during church services, Not merely words repeated through routine, but a real refuge, a real source of peace, a real presence they learn to trust deeply. Psalm 91 says, "He is my refuge and my fortress, my God in whom I trust." That verse carries stability. It carries certainty. Notice the language carefully. It does not say God might become refuge occasionally. It speaks with confidence. He is my refuge. And Father, I pray that this child grows into that same confidence. Let faith become personal to them. Let trust become natural to them. Let them discover early that prayer is not weakness. Prayer is connection. Prayer is where burdened hearts breathe again. Prayer is where anxious thoughts lose their grip. Prayer is where emotional storms begin to settle. Father, I pray over the hidden emotional world inside this child tonight. Every child carries an inner world adults cannot fully see. Their thoughts, their insecurities, their silent fears, their questions about themselves, their worries about fitting in, their need for reassurance. And Lord, sometimes children smile while carrying pressure silently. Sometimes they laugh publicly while struggling privately. But nothing inside them is hidden from you. You see every emotion before it reaches words. You understand every silent burden before they know how to explain it. So tonight, I ask you to become the quiet stabilizer inside this child's heart. When emotions rise too quickly, calm them. When insecurity whispers lies, correct those lies with truth. When fear tries to settle into their thinking, interrupt it with peace. Lord, let this child grow up emotionally secure enough to be honest. Honest about their feelings, honest about their struggles, honest about their fears. Let them never feel pressured to hide pain behind performance. Build an atmosphere around them where vulnerability feels safe, where asking for help feels normal, where emotions are guided wisely instead of ignored completely. Teach this parent how to listen beyond behavior. Sometimes children act out because they cannot explain what hurts inside them. Give this parent discernment. Help them hear the emotion underneath the reaction. Help them respond with wisdom instead of assumption. And Father, protect this child from developing fear-based identity. The enemy often tries to shape children early through fear, insecurity, shame, rejection, or comparison. But Lord, do not allow those seeds to take root deeply. If they experience rejection, remind them they are still valuable. If they experience disappointment, remind them they are still loved. If they feel left out, remind them they still belong. If they struggle emotionally, remind them they are not broken. Build a strong internal foundation beneath them that cannot easily collapse under external pressure. Father, I pray over this child's confidence tonight. Let it be healthy and balanced. Do not allow pride to shape them, but do not allow insecurity to shrink them either. Let them know they can learn, grow, fail, improve, and keep moving forward without losing their worth. Teach them resilience. Teach them recovery. Teach them how to stand back up after disappointment. Let them understand that weakness is not the end of their story. Struggle is not the end of their story. Failure is not the end of their story. Your grace continues shaping them through every season. And Lord, I pray over this child's future emotional battles before they ever arrive. There may be days when loneliness tries to isolate them, days when peer pressure confuses them, days when social expectations exhaust them, days when they compare themselves to others unfairly. But Father, prepare them now with deep-rooted peace. Let them remain grounded internally even when the world around them feels unstable. Let them carry a calm spirit into environments filled with pressure. Let wisdom guide them before impulsive emotions take control. Father, teach this child emotional discipline gently over time. Teach them how to pause before reacting. Teach them how to think before speaking. Teach them how to breathe before responding emotionally. Emotional steadiness is not automatic. It is formed slowly through guidance, atmosphere, and repeated examples. Help this parent model that steadiness consistently. When stress enters the home, let calmness lead louder than panic. When conflict happens, let wisdom lead louder than anger. Children learn emotional patterns from what they repeatedly witness. And Lord, strengthen this parent in the quiet places nobody sees. Parenting can become emotionally draining. Sometimes exhaustion hides behind smiles. Sometimes fear hides behind control. Sometimes pressure hides behind overthinking. But Father, renew this parent tonight. Remind them they do not carry this responsibility alone. You are helping them shape this child day by day. Give them grace when they make mistakes. Give them patience when growth feels slow. Give them peace when worry tries to dominate their thoughts. Father, I pray over this child's friendships and relationships again tonight, because relationships shape emotional identity deeply. Protect them from harmful influences that slowly damage confidence or peace. Teach them how to recognize healthy connection. Let them value honesty over popularity. Let them value kindness over appearance. Let them value loyalty over attention. Build discernment inside them early so they can recognize environments that disturb their peace. And Lord, let this child become a safe person for others too. Let their words bring encouragement. Let their presence bring calmness. Let their heart remain compassionate without becoming emotionally overwhelmed. Father, I pray over this child's future relationship with themselves. So many people grow older carrying harsh internal voices because peace was never built properly during childhood. But Lord, protect this child from destructive self-talk. Let them learn accountability without shame. Let them pursue growth without self-hatred. Let them recover from mistakes without condemning themselves endlessly. Teach them how to speak truth internally. Teach them how to recognize their value through your eyes, rather than through constant comparison. And Lord, guard what enters this child's heart through media, culture, entertainment, conversations, and social influence. Modern culture constantly overwhelms developing minds with stimulation, comparison, and emotional pressure. But Father, preserve this child's mental clarity. Preserve their innocence. Preserve their emotional balance. Help this family create healthy rhythms around technology and information. Let this home remain a place where peace feels stronger than noise. Father, I pray over this child's nights again tonight, because nighttime often magnifies hidden emotions. When silence fills the room, anxious thoughts sometimes become louder. But Lord, let your peace become stronger than nighttime fear. If this child wakes with worry, calm them quickly. If stress hides inside their body, release it gently. Let their sleep restore them emotionally, mentally, and physically. Let their room feel peaceful. Let their dreams feel safe. Let tomorrow not feel frightening before it even begins. And Father, I pray over this parent's words. Let their voice become a voice of stability inside this home. Slow their anger. Increase their patience. Help them correct with calm wisdom instead of emotional reaction. Let their child never fear approaching them honestly. Build trust between them. Let communication remain open. Let love remain visible. Sometimes children do not need immediate solutions. Sometimes they simply need someone safe enough to listen. Teach this parent how to create that safety consistently. Lord, I pray over future transitions this child will eventually face. New schools, new friendships, greater independence, bigger responsibilities, new environments. Every transition carries emotional adjustment. But Father, let peace remain their anchor through every season. When life changes around them, let stability remain within them. Teach them adaptability without anxiety. Teach them courage without recklessness. Teach them wisdom without fearfulness. And Lord, when this child experiences emotional pain someday, because every human heart eventually experiences pain, do not let pain define them permanently. If betrayal comes, heal them. If disappointment comes, steady them. If grief comes, comfort them. Teach them that painful seasons do not last forever. Teach them that healing takes time. Teach them that emotions can be processed without losing hope. Father, tonight I also pray over the atmosphere of this family. Let peace settle over this home like gentle morning light. Let tension lose its grip gradually. Let warmth return where emotional distance has formed. Let grace become stronger than criticism. Let understanding become stronger than frustration. Let this home become a refuge from the harshness of the outside world. And Father, remind this parent of something important tonight. Children are shaped more by repeated atmosphere than occasional intensity. One calm conversation repeated consistently can build more security than 1,000 dramatic speeches. One steady presence can reshape a child's emotional future. One safe home can protect a heart from countless outside pressures. Do not let this parent underestimate the power of small, faithful moments. Lord, I pray over this child's identity again tonight. Let them know deeply that they are loved. Let them know deeply that they matter. Let them know deeply that their existence carries purpose. Do not allow the world to define them through appearance, achievement, popularity, or performance. Anchor them in truth early. Let peace become part of their personality. Let kindness become part of their character. Let wisdom become part of their decisions. And Father, strengthen this parent's faith tonight. When fear about the future tries to rise, quiet it. When overthinking begins, calm it. When hidden anxiety whispers worst-case scenarios, replace those thoughts with trust. Remind this parent that you are already present in every tomorrow they fear. Nothing surprises you. Nothing catches you unprepared. The child they love so deeply remains fully seen by heaven. So tonight, Father, we place this child into your care once again. Not with panic, not with desperation, but with steady confidence. You are faithful, you are present, you are attentive. Cover this child with peace. Guard their thoughts, strengthen their heart, guide their future. And let this home become filled with such steady calmness that everyone who enters can feel the difference without needing it explained. As this part closes, I bless this child simply and sincerely. May they grow emotionally healthy. May they remain mentally strong. May their spirit stay light. May their confidence stay grounded. May their heart stay tender without becoming fragile. May their sleep remain peaceful. May their relationships become wise. May their future remain covered by God's faithful presence. And may they always know, even in difficult moments, that they are never walking through life alone. There is something deeply powerful about the atmosphere of a home. Long before children fully understand theology, psychology, or even their own emotions, they learn what safety feels like through atmosphere. They learn whether peace is normal or tension is normal. They learn whether love feels steady or unpredictable. They learn whether mistakes lead to guidance or shame. And the truth is, children remember atmosphere long after they forget individual conversations. They remember how the home felt. They remember the emotional climate surrounding their childhood. They remember whether they could relax emotionally or whether they constantly felt pressure. That is why tonight, we are not only praying over this child, we are praying over the environment shaping this child every single day. Because peace grows best in places where love is consistent, correction is wise, and emotional safety remains visible. Father, I pray over the atmosphere of this home tonight. Let peace settle here deeply. Let tension begin to loosen gradually. Let emotional heaviness lose its authority. Replace constant stress with steadiness. Replace harshness with wisdom. Replace emotional distance with connection. Let this house become a place where hearts can breathe again. A place where children feel safe enough to speak honestly. A place where mistakes become opportunities for growth instead of sources of shame. A place where love remains visible, even during difficult conversations. Lord, teach this parent how powerful ordinary moments truly are. Sometimes parents underestimate the value of simple, consistent presence. But small, repeated moments shape emotional foundations. The calm voice before bedtime, the reassuring hand on a child's shoulder, the patient response during emotional meltdowns. the quiet prayer whispered before school, the shared laughter during ordinary evenings. These moments appear small on the surface, but they are building security deep underneath. Children do not become emotionally strong overnight. Emotional strength is formed through repeated experiences of safety, consistency, guidance, and love. Father, help this parent understand that children borrow emotional patterns from the people raising them. When adults respond to pressure with panic, children often internalize anxiety. When adults respond with calmness, children learn regulation. When adults carry constant fear, children absorb emotional instability. But when adults remain grounded, children slowly learn how to remain grounded too. So tonight, strengthen this parent emotionally. Heal hidden anxiety inside them. Heal exhaustion inside them. Heal fear that has quietly followed them for too long. Because peace in a child often begins with peace being restored inside the parent first. And Father, if this home has carried tension lately, begin restoring gentleness. If harsh words have become too common, soften communication. If emotional distance has formed, rebuild connection. If stress has overshadowed joy, restore warmth gradually. Let this family not merely live together physically while remaining emotionally disconnected. Teach them how to truly see one another again. Teach them how to listen carefully. Teach them how to slow down long enough to notice hidden emotions beneath daily routines. Lord, I pray over this child's emotional development tonight. Let them grow up understanding that emotions are not enemies. Teach them how to process feelings wisely instead of suppressing them or becoming controlled by them. When anger rises, teach them self-control. When sadness comes, teach them honesty. When excitement comes, teach them balance. When fear appears, teach them trust. Emotional maturity develops slowly, and healthy guidance matters deeply during those early years. Help this parent teach emotional wisdom, patiently, instead of demanding emotional perfection. Father, I pray specifically over the words spoken inside this home. Words leave lasting marks on developing hearts. Some words strengthen identity, while others quietly damage confidence for years. So, Lord, guard this family's speech. Let encouragement become intentional. Let correction remain firm but respectful. Let communication become healthier. Teach this parent how to discipline without humiliating. Teach them how to guide without crushing the spirit of their child. Let this child always know they are deeply loved, even when correction becomes necessary. And Father, I pray over the routines shaping this child's life. There is peace in healthy rhythm. There is security in consistency. Children thrive when life carries dependable structure. So, Lord, help this family build routines that create emotional steadiness. Simple routines, predictable routines, healthy rhythms that remind this child they are safe. Shared meals, calm evenings, bedtime prayers, honest conversations, gentle boundaries. These are not small things. These are emotional anchors, shaping how this child experiences life internally. Lord, protect this child from growing up under constant pressure. Many children silently carry emotional burdens they were never designed to handle. Pressure to perform perfectly, pressure to appear mature too quickly, pressure to meet impossible expectations. But Father, let this child experience grace. Let them know they are allowed to learn gradually, allowed to make mistakes, allowed to grow slowly. Do not let perfectionism steal their peace. Build confidence rooted in identity rather than performance. And Father, I pray over this child's imagination and thoughts. Protect their mind from unhealthy fear. Guard them from constant overstimulation. Let their thoughts remain healthy and balanced. In a world overflowing with noise, distraction, and pressure, help this child maintain inner calmness. Teach this family how to create space for quietness again. Quietness where reflection becomes possible. Quietness where prayer feels natural. Quietness where emotional rest can happen. Father, I pray over the nights in this home once more tonight. Let nighttime become peaceful again. Let arguments settle before sleep. Let bitterness not linger through the night. Let children rest without carrying emotional heaviness into tomorrow. When lights turn off, let this house feel calm. Let peace fill bedrooms. Let sleep restore tired minds and hearts. And if this child struggles with fear at night, comfort them gently. Remind them they are protected. Remind them they are safe. Remind them they are deeply loved. Lord, strengthen this parent when exhaustion makes patience difficult. Parenting requires emotional energy that often goes unnoticed. Some days feel overwhelming. Some moments feel frustrating. Some seasons feel emotionally draining. But Father, renew this parent tonight. Give them wisdom beyond emotion. Give them patience beyond fatigue. Give them grace for themselves as well. Help them remember they are learning too. Help them not carry crushing guilt for every imperfection. Let growth happen gradually for both parent and child together. Father, I pray over this child's confidence again tonight because confidence built correctly changes everything. Let this child grow secure enough to try without fear of failure, secure enough to speak honestly, secure enough to ask questions, secure enough to recover after mistakes, secure enough to resist unhealthy pressure. Healthy confidence allows children to remain emotionally steady in difficult environments. So, Lord, strengthen this child internally. Build courage gently inside them. Not loud arrogance, but quiet stability. And Father, guide this child's future relationships carefully. One unhealthy relationship can deeply affect emotional identity during developing years. So, Lord, surround them with wise influences, teachers who encourage growth, friends who reinforce kindness, mentors who model integrity. Protect them from relationships built on manipulation, cruelty, or emotional confusion. Teach them discernment early. Let them recognize peace when they encounter it, and recognize dysfunction when they encounter that too. Father, help this child learn something many adults never fully learn, that peace is stronger than chaos. The world often glorifies emotional extremes, loud reactions, constant outrage, endless comparison. But Lord, let this child become different. Let them learn the strength of restraint. Let them learn the wisdom of pausing before reacting. Let them understand that emotional stability is not weakness. It is maturity. It is wisdom. It is strength shaped by peace. And Father, if this child has already experienced emotional hurt, begin healing gently tonight. Maybe they have carried fear quietly. Maybe insecurity has already started forming. Maybe words spoken over them left wounds. Maybe disappointment affected them more deeply than adults realized. But Lord, you heal what others overlook. Restore confidence where shame entered. Restore calmness where fear settled. Restore trust where insecurity developed. Let healing happen slowly and deeply. Lord, I pray over this parent's ability to truly listen. Sometimes children are not looking for perfect answers. They are looking for safe connection. Teach this parent how to notice emotional cues, how to recognize when behavior is actually communication, how to remain approachable even during correction. Let this child know they can speak honestly without fear of rejection. Build trust deeply between them. Father, I pray over the future emotional resilience of this child. Life will eventually challenge them. There will be disappointments, transitions, difficult relationships, unexpected setbacks. But Lord, build such deep emotional grounding inside them now that future storms do not destroy their identity later. Let peace become their anchor. Let truth become their foundation. Let wisdom become their guide. And Lord, remind this parent tonight that slow growth is still beautiful growth. Not every improvement appears dramatic immediately. Sometimes healing looks quiet, slightly calmer reactions, slightly better sleep, slightly more confidence, slightly healthier communication. But gradual peace still matters deeply. Do not let them become discouraged by slow progress. Seeds planted consistently eventually produce strong roots. Father, tonight we ask you to fill this home with lasting peace. Let peace become stronger than fear here. Let wisdom become louder than confusion here. Let love remain visible here. Let security grow here. Let emotional safety flourish here. Let this child develop under steady guidance and faithful care. And let everyone inside this home feel the difference your presence makes. As this part closes tonight, I bless this child again with simple truth. May their heart remain soft. May their thoughts remain healthy. May their confidence remain grounded. May their emotions remain balanced. May their future remain protected. May their home remain peaceful. May they always know they are loved beyond measure. And may the atmosphere surrounding their life continue shaping them into someone steady, wise, compassionate, and deeply rooted in peace. As we come to the final part of this prayer, I want you to slow down for a moment and truly feel what has been happening in your heart tonight. This was never only about words. It was about alignment. It was about bringing your fears, your hopes, your responsibilities, and your love before God and allowing peace to settle where anxiety once tried to live. Because being a parent means carrying invisible weight. It means loving someone so deeply that even the thought of them hurting affects your own heart. It means wanting to protect them from pain you cannot always prevent. And sometimes, quietly, parents begin carrying fear they were never meant to carry alone. Fear about the future, fear about the world, fear about whether their child will remain emotionally strong, spiritually grounded, mentally healthy, and safe through the years ahead. But tonight, hear this clearly. Your child's future does not rest only on your strength. God is already present in every tomorrow you cannot yet see. Psalm 91 reminds us again and again that peace comes from dwelling under God's shelter. Dwelling means remaining positioned beneath something stable. It means living under faithful covering. And Father, tonight we place this child under that covering once again. Not with panic, not with desperation, but with calm trust. You know this child completely. You know their personality, their sensitivity, their strengths, their weaknesses, their future challenges, and their future victories. Nothing about their life surprises you. Nothing catches you unprepared. Even the seasons their parents fear most are already fully seen by heaven. Father, continue shaping this child emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Build strength inside them gradually and deeply. Let them grow secure instead of fearful. Let them grow thoughtful instead of impulsive. Let them grow compassionate without becoming emotionally overwhelmed. Let them carry confidence without pride. Let them carry wisdom without anxiety. Form character inside them that remains steady when life becomes uncertain. Lord, I pray over this child's future identity. In a world constantly trying to define people through appearance, popularity, performance, or comparison, anchor this child in truth early. Let them know who they are before culture tries to tell them otherwise. Let them know they are valuable before achievement ever enters the conversation. Let them know they are loved even on difficult days. Do not allow insecurity to quietly shape their decisions later in life. Build such deep internal security inside them now that they do not spend adulthood searching desperately for validation from unhealthy places. Father, protect this child from hidden emotional exhaustion. Modern life moves quickly. Pressure begins early. Expectations grow constantly. And many children learn how to appear fine while quietly struggling internally. But Lord, teach this child healthy rest. Teach them balance. Teach them how to slow down emotionally. Teach them that peace matters more than performance. Teach them that emotional health is not weakness. Teach them how to recognize when their heart needs restoration. And Father, continue guiding this parent with wisdom. Parenting changes through every season. The needs of a child evolve constantly. What works in one stage may not work in another. But Lord, give this parent discernment through every transition. Teach them when to guide closely and when to release gradually. Teach them when to speak and when to listen. Teach them how to remain emotionally available even as this child grows older and more independent. Father, I pray over the future conversations this family will have. Let honesty remain welcome inside this home. Let shame never silence important emotions. Let this child always know they can return home emotionally, spiritually, and mentally without fear of rejection. Build trust so deeply that even difficult seasons do not destroy connection between parent and child. Lord, guide this child through future transitions long before those seasons arrive. When new environments come, steady them. When unfamiliar situations appear, calm them. When responsibilities increase, strengthen them. Let them adapt without losing peace. Let them mature without becoming hardened. Let them grow wiser without growing fearful. Father, I pray over this child's future friendships, relationships, and influences once again because the people surrounding them will shape them deeply. Give them discernment to recognize healthy connection. Protect them from relationships that slowly damage emotional stability or identity. Let them choose environments that strengthen peace rather than destroy it. And Lord, let this child also become a source of peace for others. Let people feel safer around them. Let their words carry wisdom. Let their presence carry calmness. And Father, if this child ever walks through seasons of emotional struggle later in life, remind them early that they do not have to hide. If anxiety comes, guide them gently. If discouragement comes, strengthen them. If confusion comes, steady them. Let them never believe the lie that they must carry emotional pain alone. Surround them with wise support. Surround them with healthy voices. Surround them with truth. Lord, continue protecting this child's mind. Guard their thoughts carefully. The mind is often where fear attempts to build strongholds quietly. But Father, let truth become stronger than fear. Let peace become stronger than panic. Let wisdom become stronger than emotional chaos. Help this child develop healthy thought patterns that remain balanced during stressful seasons. Teach them reflection instead of overreaction. Teach them patience instead of impulsiveness. Father, I pray over this child's sleep again tonight because restful sleep reflects deeper peace within the heart. Let their body relax fully. Let their mind slow down naturally. If hidden stress exists inside them, release it gently. Let them sleep without fear. Let them wake refreshed emotionally and mentally. Let nighttime no longer carry heaviness or anxiety. And Father, tonight I also pray healing over the parent listening right now. Some parents carry wounds from their own childhood that still affect how they lead emotionally today. Some never experienced calm homes themselves. Some grew up around fear, criticism, instability, or emotional distance. But Lord, let healing begin here too. Teach this parent that generational patterns can change. Fear does not have to continue. Emotional chaos does not have to continue. Through wisdom, grace, and your presence, peace can begin shaping this family differently moving forward. Father, help this parent release the exhausting pressure of trying to control every outcome. Control creates anxiety, but trust creates peace. Remind them that they are planting seeds daily even when results are not immediately visible. Every calm response matters. Every patient conversation matters. Every gentle correction matters. Every moment of affection matters. Every prayer matters. Nothing done in love is wasted. Lord, let this child grow up remembering home as a place of steadiness. Let them remember feeling safe there. Let them remember laughter there. Let them remember honesty there. Let them remember warmth there. And when life eventually becomes difficult, let the emotional foundation built during childhood help carry them through storms later in life. Father, teach this child something powerful early, that peace is not fragile. Real peace survives difficulty. Real peace remains steady through uncertainty. Real peace does not disappear the moment life becomes complicated. It is built slowly through truth, consistency, faith, and healthy love. Let this child carry that kind of peace through every season ahead. And Lord, continue strengthening this family spiritually. Let prayer remain natural inside this home. Let faith remain steady instead of performative. Let conversations about God feel peaceful instead of pressured. Let this child associate your presence with safety, wisdom, comfort, and love. Build spiritual stability gently and deeply within them over time. Father, tonight we place every hidden fear into your hands, every future concern, every silent worry, every unknown outcome. We release them gradually into your care, because the child we love is already fully known by you, and the God who watches over them never becomes distracted, exhausted, or absent. So tonight, let peace settle fully over this home. Let calmness return. Let emotional safety increase. Let wisdom guide conversations. Let love remain visible. Let patience grow stronger. Let fear lose influence. And let this child continue growing under the covering of a faithful God whose presence remains constant through every stage of life. And now, as this prayer comes to a close, I bless this child one final time tonight. May their mind remain calm when life feels overwhelming. May their heart remain steady when emotions become heavy. May their sleep remain peaceful through every season. May their confidence remain grounded in truth. May their identity remain secure in love. May their future remain guided by wisdom. May their friendships remain healthy. May their emotions remain balanced. May their spirit remain light. May their home remain filled with peace. And may they always remember that no matter where life leads them, they are never walking alone. Father, thank you for this child. Thank you for this parent. Thank you for every unseen way you continue protecting, guiding, strengthening, and comforting this family. We trust you with tomorrow. We trust you with the future. And we trust that the peace being planted tonight will continue growing for years to come. If you are standing in agreement with this prayer tonight, say softly within your heart, "My child is covered in peace." And as you leave this moment, carry this truth with you. Peace built patiently inside a child today becomes strength that carries them through life tomorrow.